In order to tackle long division, I'm going to take two approaches. This first approach will be what you might consider a more traditional approach, and to make life a little easier I'm going to only look at questions that have exact whole number answers. So let's start off with a question. So here we have to do 23 into 1058. Now we all know how to do short division, where the number on the outside of the bracket is a single digit, but here we've got two digits. That's what makes it long division. But I'm going to apply the method of short division. I'm going to say to myself, if only I knew my 23 times tables, I could have a chance at doing this. Well, let's see how we can do this as if we knew our 23 times tables. We'd say 23 into 1, well that doesn't go. So then I say 23 into 10, well that still doesn't go. So finally I would say 23 into 105. I have no idea how many times that goes, but I can work it out through a method called repeated addition. So I know that one lot of 23 is just 23. Well, two lots of 23 I can get just by adding those together. So 3 and 3 is 6 and 2 and 2 is 4. So two lots of 23 is 46. Add another one. I'm repeating the addition just to make myself a lookup table. And what I'm doing here is I'm mimicking what you sometimes do if you're dealing with an unfamiliar times table, for example sevens, where you might add on your fingers and write down a lookup table for that. Now I'm quite close now to where I want to be. 92 is not too far from 105. I'll just do one more to see if it takes me too far. 2 and 3 is 5 and 9 and 2 is 11. Yes, I have gone too far. So we can see that 23 into 105 is 4. Look where I put the 4. It's over the end of the 105. Now it's very, very important that I have these labels on my lookup table. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Otherwise it would just become a mess of numbers. But what's the remainder? Well, 4 23s was 92, and I might count on my fingers to work out how far away I am from 105. Well, I'm 8 away from 100, plus the 5 is 13, so it's carry 13. And then using the ideas that we are familiar with in short division, we can see that next is 23 into 138. Well, our lookup table doesn't go quite that far. Now, because I've run off the end of the page, I'm going to write down that 5 lots, which was 115, and now add another 23. 5 and 3 is 8, 1 and 2 is 3. So I've been fortunate on this occasion that the very next one is the one I want. 23 into 138 is exactly 6 times. I've made life a little easy for myself by ensuring I only look at questions with a whole number answer, but this method would work perfectly well if we had to go decimal as well. So our answer for 1058 divided by 23 is 46. Okay, let's do another one. Now this question is very similar in that we're having to work out a 2-digit number into a larger number. In this case it's the 17s that we have to consider, and we imagine trying to work out our 17 times tables. We don't know them, so we'll look them up. Now 17 into 6 doesn't go, so it's 17 into 64, which is our first concern. Well, that's just 1 times there, and then I'll add 17 again. 7 7 is 14, 4 down carry 1, 1 2 and 3, 34. I'm labelling that's my second value, my lookup table. Add another 17. 4 and 7 is 11, 3 and 1 is 5. Nearly there. Add another 17. This might take me over. Let's see if it does. 1 and 7 is 8 and 5 1 is 6. Yes, it has taken me a little over. So 17 into 64 is 3 times, and we have to think about what the remainder is. Now the difference between the 51 and the 64 is 13, so there's my remainder 13, and then we say 17 into 136. Now our lookup table doesn't go that far. That was deliberate, we only went as far as we needed to, but of course we now need to add to it. So let's add some more 17s. 8 and 7 is 15, 5 down carry 1, and 6 and 1 is 7 and 1 is 8. So 85 is our fifth value in our lookup table. Again, as I'm running out of space, I'm just going to write 85 down again and keep going, because we're aiming for that 136 or thereabouts. 5 and 7 is 12, 2 down carry 1, and 8 and 1 is 9, and 1 is 10, 102. And again, notice how I'm labelling the answers, in this case the sixth answer, as I go along. 17 again, 2 and 7 is 9, 1 and 0 is 1, and 1 by itself. I suspect we're pretty close now. Let's see if this takes us there. 9 and 7 is 16, 6 down carry 1, 1 and 1 and 1 is 3, and 1 by itself. There we have it. 17 into the 136 part is 8 times, so our final answer for 17 into 646 is equal to 38. You can see the way this proposed method works. I assume, not knowing the times table, that I can produce a lookup table, and I only do it by this method repeated addition in order to minimize my chance of making mistakes. Then I just have to take care with my remainder, and as I said before, this will also work for decimal values as well. I've simply made life easy for myself to keep it with whole number answers. Okay, I want you now to have a little go yourself, so I'm going to present 3 questions there, and the clue is that on these occasions again they have exact whole number answers. So have a go at those yourself if you feel brave enough. You're going to press pause in a moment, and then I will reveal the answers. Okay, so there are your answers. See how well you got on. On the Moodle site there's also an exercise under the section called Core Skills on long division, again to mimic the level of difficulty in the first year nursing and midwifery examination. Their exact whole number answers as well, and there. Okay, thanks for listening and good luck with your practice. Thank you.